All right, so up to this point, whenever we have started a new file using CAD, we've always gone to File, New Drawing, and for us, we've only been using this basic template, but we're going to start creating new templates, which will save our kind of settings parameters, because you've learned what a pain it is to have to go through and change everything to architectural and your scales and all that stuff. So what we do is we create files that have all the settings and everything exactly how we like them, and we save those as templates. So whenever we want to start a new file that matches those settings, all we need to do is open that template. So we will begin this assignment by opening our basic template. And first thing on our list is to set our limits. So what we're doing here is we're making a millimeter template. So this is in a lot of engineering type assignments, we'll be working with millimeters. And so when we do that, we will be opening this template. So we're going to start by setting our limits. So I'm typing limits. And our bottom corner is always 0, 0. And our top is going to be 250 by 180. I did that horribly wrong. Okay, limits 0, 0, 250 by 150, comma 180. So 250, comma 180. And there we go. That has made our grid much, much larger. Thank you. Ooh, I can't read that. Does student owe any books? No. Pardon me, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so by adjusting our grid, we now have some different stuff on our screen here. Okay, now we want to go into our grid spacing. So I'm just going to right click on our grid display here and go to settings. And we're going to change our spacing here to 2. And if since we have this X and Y equal, as soon as I get out of that, it's automatically going to update both. And then our grid spacing also set to 2. And then major line every 5. So that's the only changes we need to make here. And we can see now we have a grid starting to show up a little bit better. I'm going to hit Z, enter, and A, enter, and that will zoom out completely to show my entire limits area, which is our whole grid. And next thing we're going to do is set our dimension styles. So we get to our dim style manager simply by hitting D and enter. And we will go to edit our class standard here. And here, instead of just changing our scale as we've done in the past, we're actually going to go through and set things to what we want them to be. So for our baseline spacing, that should be set to 3. Extend beyond dim lines should be set to 2, and offset from origin also set to 2. And then we go to our symbol and arrows tab. Arrow size should be set to 3. That's all we're going to mess with there. On our text tab, text will be set to 3. And that is it for our dimension style settings. And then we haven't really started using it yet, but while we're making these changes, let's also set our multi-leaders. So you've noticed in assignments I have things pointing to things. Those are called multi-leaders. And mleader style is just like our dim style manager, but instead of managing dimensions, we're managing multi-leaders. And we're going to modify this. And our leader format arrowhead should be set to 3. Break size set to 3. Our landing distance here should be set to 3. And in our content tab, the text height set to 3 and leading gap set to 3. All right, and then we want to create a new layer. I guess we don't have a border layer. I think we've done stuff with layers, haven't we? Okay. So I want to create a new layer. And I'm not sure why, but when you're at home, the layer manager for Windows is a lot different than Mac. And I really like the Windows much better. Seems to give you a lot more control. But so we're going to click on New Layer here. And we're going to call this layer Border. And then we're going to set our layer border to call it to white. Why did that not work? Okay. And then in our border, so down here, once you've clicked on your border section here, underneath here it says the properties for this layer. And what we want to do here is go to our line weight, and we want to set our line weight to 0.3. So when we draw lines in our border layer, they're automatically going to have a little thicker weight to them, so they look nice. A quarter. Okay, so I think that's all we need to do there. And then I'll just draw something in my border layer here. So this is 100 by 100. No, that can't be right. 250 by 180. Okay. So you can see here I already have my nice border here in place. And then we have a line here at the bottom, which I'll just guess is right here for now. So the last thing you need to know, and this is a bit complex, so this being the template that we're using, there's sort of this information that's going to apply to the bottom of all of your drawings. So obviously where it says name, last, comma, first, you're going to put in your last name, comma, your first name. And you'll put that in now. That way you don't have to update that every single assignment, since unless you plan on changing your name, there's going to be no need to change this template. And then in the middle here we have the title of our whatever drawing that we're creating. So that's just our middle block there. It says title. So if we're doing a hinge mount, that's where you would write in hinge mount. And then date is just whatever today's date is, and then scale. Later we'll be working with different types of scales, but for now you'll leave that to 1-to-1. So a problem I had last year was that students just constantly always forgot to update their date or put in their title. So I'm going to experiment with something a little different this year. So what you'll do is you'll still do dtext as you always have done. I'm going to set my justification to middle center. And I'm going to guess my middle is right here, but obviously you'll be more accurate. And then our text size is 4. And rotation will be 0. So normally here I'd type in what my title will be. But instead, if you right-click on your text here, so I've selected my text, I've right-clicked. What we're going to do is we're going to hit Insert Field. And I have a few sort of screenshots that I've added to your assignment. So this one for our middle is going to be our document properties, and we're going to do file name. And the format, why don't we just do uppercase? Did I say uppercase? What did I say? Title case? All right, we'll do title case. And then for display, we don't want the whole path name. This is the location on your computer. We want the file name only, and I don't care what the extension is. We want to get rid of this. So I've done document properties. I've selected my file name. I've said format title case, the file name only, and unchecked this. And now when I do that, right now I haven't yet saved my drawing, so it since I opened from a template, AutoCAD just automatically is guessing what my name's going to be, and it's guessed drawing number 2. But if I went to save this as something else, so I save this as today's assignment, I click save, and it's automatically updated my title here for me. So that way you don't have to update this text every time. Misspelled today. How embarrassing. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing with date. I'm going to go dtext.
Mine's all like shaded in.
That's fine for now. It's just letting you know that it's a dynamic field. It's going to be updated automatically. Okay, so we'll get out of this text. So again, I'm going to be justifying middle center. Roughly place this. Height is 4.0. So here's where my date's going to show up. So I'm going to right click on here, insert field. I'm going to go to date and time. We're going to do date. I don't really care about creation date, just whatever the current date is. And then the format is set here for month / day / year. Why don't we change this? Can I change this? We're just going to do a 2-digit year instead of a 4-digit year. Won't be year 2000 compliant, but it'll just fit in our template a little bit better as a 2-year. So here's what your Mac settings should look like. So I'm going to select this, and you can see it has automatically updated my date here with the current date. So this is, say that I've now added all my lines and everything else. There's no need to dimension your template. So the dimensions that I put in the assignment are just for your reference. What I do want to do is select both my 2 fields that I've selected so far. So you want to put all of your text fields in your text layer, like so. And then when you're done and you're finally ready to save this, you're going to save it twice. First, you're going to do a save as, and you'll save this as whenever you want to submit, but you'll submit it as a DWG. So you'll save that, and then you'll go in and save it a second time. We'll go save as, except this time, and this is critical, we're going to save as a AutoCAD template. So make sure you hit .dwt. As soon as you hit this, AutoCAD will automatically change your save location to the default area where it saves templates. And we're going to call this mm_template. I heard you the first time. Any questions on how to save this as? Okay, and this is critical. Everyone forgets this because it's extremely poorly done. I have no idea what Autodesk was thinking, but I click save. Well, everything looks fine. It looks like it actually saved, but it hasn't actually saved. If you look at your cursor here, you'll notice it's asking me two things. Is this English or metric? I suppose we can select metric on this since we're going to be using a millimeter template. So your template will not save unless you click here, and then once you click here, now it's asking me another question. Enter template description. So here you can type in anything you want. So I can go millimeter template, or you can just leave it blank, just hit enter. But you have to answer those two questions before your file will actually save, and it's extremely easy to forget that because it's the most very inconspicuous way of asking for those two bits of information. So you'll know you've done it correctly when you go to File and New Drawing, and lo and behold, here I have my millimeter template. So I want everybody to just make sure for the sake of
What's the
accuracy.
template description?
You can do anything you want, or just leave it blank. New file, you should see this millimeter template. If not, you have done something horribly wrong. Let's get this fixed because we'll be using this for the rest of the year. Any questions on millimeter templates?